Hey guys, Dave from Dave's Glory Shopworks here, and as promised, this is our second nightly update on Aiden's C20 pickup. It is currently 11:23 p.m. on Wednesday, April 24th. I almost didn't do this video tonight because this door kicked my butt all day long. I got off work a couple hours early, had a customer no-show, so it freed up my afternoon. And I said, what better way to do it than to run home and get after it. So I started the body work on the door. And as you can see, it looks like a patchwork quilt. I mean, let's get real here. Looks like a cowhide or something. But repeatedly, I misjudged what I needed to fill. So repeatedly I was creating low spots and not quite getting enough filler on them. And probably just a little bit of being tired and whatnot, my brain in a million different directions. But it's finally done. Now that door is not going to be perfectly straight. I rushed the welding on it, and as you guys know, if you rush welding on sheet metal, you're going to warp it. We straightened it out as best we could. Shout out to Brad Connolly for recurving the door, we'll say, between him, Aiden, and Phil. And boy, it sure looks a million times better than it did. And now there's thankfully not a lot of filler on there. I've got my fiberglass, whatever body filler on there, and over the welds. And I used it on a couple of the low spots. I didn't measure how deep it is. It's not very deep. The filler itself is actually fairly thin, so I consider it a decent repair. Could the door be better? Oh yeah, could be a lot better. But that brings us down to the door is done. I've got all the block sanding done on the top of the truck box on the passenger side to the body line. We're actually running low on sandpaper right now, so tomorrow we should have some more late in the evening. It's a consumable product, right? And you can never have enough of it. And well, that's where we sit. So the passenger fender is ready for spot putty. I like to use a glazing spot putty just to fill in any pinholes in the filler and all that jazz. And then I give that a quick little wipe off with some 180 grit. Same thing on the door. The door's going to get a little bit of spot putty in a couple places, and it's just to fill in some pinholes. I actually noticed a few pinholes in my primer. Thought I got them all, but you almost could never get them all. So that's why we resand everything, so we don't have any surprises down the road. Nothing worse than having a paint job that looks great and coming back a couple days and all the paint and primer and everything has sucked into the pinholes that were left there and hidden by the sanding dust. Okay, the hood. Even though Nat wasn't feeling very good today, she pushed through going to work, and she pushed through a couple hours on the hood. It's slow going. The primer is a good primer. It's just hard as a rock damn near. So, well, no, it actually sands really well, but it takes a little bit to get it going, and we're trying to get rid of all the graininess, I guess, the bumpiness. Maybe I'll show you on tomorrow's video, but for now, that's where we sit. So I met my goal tonight, which it ended up being very much later than I planned, but hey, met the goal. That's dealt with. Moving on, tomorrow I'm going to weld up the driver's door. Still haven't received my new tracking number for that lower patch panel for the fender. I mean, honestly, there's still kind of a little bit of time. I can hand fab one or make it out of small pieces if I have to, and I do have the shrinker stretcher and half decent ability with forming and curving metal. Half decent. But hey, why not add stress, right? So hopefully it just shows up at my work tomorrow, that would be fantastic, and that'll just get things going and rocking and rolling. That'll be the last part that we're waiting for. But as it sits, the passenger side of the truck, all the bodywork's done. Get some primer on the fender and the door. I'm gonna wait a day or so because I'm hoping to have another door to prime as well. You know what? I mean, we'll see how it goes. I would like to actually prime the doors and the fenders all at once and just be done priming. That would be ideal, but what's my luck doing, right? Anyway, actually I do feel pretty fortunate to do this, and I'm gonna make it happen. What else can you say to your 18-year-old daughter, right? When she's graduating this year, and her we've been talking about this for about a year now, at least, about getting her truck ready for prom. Could we have done it earlier? Actually, not really. When we moved to the acreage, the garage was just, I mean, you guys saw in some previous videos, like my motorcycle videos and stuff, and doing Brooke's engine, we changed our engine outside because there was no room in the garage. This is where we're sitting right now. This was the hard push to get insulation, get heat going. My waste oil furnace worked pretty good, but it was dang cold out when I was using it, and it was only good for a small perimeter area, even with a fan on it. But as you can see, we're all insulated up. We've got a heater going, works really good, and I can bake this garage. So I've had it as high as 87, 88 degrees in here Fahrenheit, and let me tell you, that's hot enough. I don't even need it that hot for painting. I need it about 70, give or take a couple of degrees. So, hey, that's where we're at. I mean, we're doing pretty good. But yeah, it's about 11:30 now. I'm going to call her quits. I got work in the morning, and then more work on this thing tomorrow. We'll update you guys tomorrow, and thank you very much for following along. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.